What's going on, guys? 21 Maxwell here, and it's episode 31 now of the TNA TW series, and this show is going to be live at the Webster Bank Arena in the New England region. We also had the great lockdown pay-per-view there, and we're just going to continue on with the momentum that we had in that part of America, and hopefully have a good show here as we begin our countdown on the road to Against All Odds. Today we've got 4 pre-show segments, and then the actual show itself has 18, and then we have a post-show segment just to send the fans home happy. So let's get straight into the show and let's hope we can keep up this good run of momentum and hopefully get another good rating on Spike TV. So we start off, it's just a quick bout between Redmond and Manic, and a bout that had solid in-ring action but not much with the heat. Redmond defeats Manic in 8:28 by pinfall with a twisting brainbuster. 47 D-rated match. Tracy Brooke did some good work at ringside. They've got good chemistry between them, so we might put them together a few more times. Basically, we need to get Redmond a bit of momentum, so hopefully winning matches like this will put him over. I think just inconsistency, holding back, stuff like that. Maybe I should have given him a wee bit longer. But a decent opener there. And about that, some solid in-ring action, but not much in the way of heat. Team KOD defeated Hate You 2 in 8:52 when Serena defeated Alison Kay by pinfall with a spear. Team KOD is Knockouts of Destruction. That's the best I could think of for the team of Velisa, however it's pronounced, Velez, and Serena, just to give them something to do. And they're up against Hate You 2, which is obviously Alexia Thatcher and Alison Kay. D-rating, worker improvements, there was none. It's just basically a standard Divas match, and we just have to, or Knockouts match, we just have to keep putting them together and hope they can continue to get a bit of momentum and get a bit of skill improvement as well. Then Maria Kanellis, I think that's how it's pronounced, comes out to the podium along with Mike Bennett, and Maria hypes her client as the second coming of Pestilence. And E-rated 29, basically Bennett has absolutely no momentum, so I thought, right, we'll build him up, we'll have a wee angle there. And it just did not work, so both of them are lacking momentum, so we're going to have to just keep trying to get them over a wee bit. I'm surprised it says that Maria's penalised for being poor as a heel. She's obviously done that quite well in Ring of Honor. And the final pre-show match, and a match had some good action and average heat. Billy Ray, again, nothing for him still, defeated Shad Gaspard in 7:15 by pinfall with a standing release powerbomb, a 59 C rating. Washington continuing the good work at ringside. Both men improving performance skills, so that's really good. And a lot of positives, and just a couple of negatives there, but not bad. Let's go on to the real show then. Let's go on to TNA Impact. Boom, 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 ba boom, boom, the pyro's going again. The show starts with that impressive opening of pyro before the lights are raised in several sections of the excited crowd are shown waving various signs. The focus then switches to the announce table where Mike Tenay and Taz introduce and hype tonight's show, and the expected impacts the likes of DDP, Kurt Angle, Magnus and Bobby Lashley are likely to have. So we still need to change this character to Taz. Remind me to do that, I really have to change that because it's affecting our ratings, and both storylines have advanced. 67 C+, no worker improvements, and it's just Taz. It's basically been penalised here, so we need to fix Taz or just release him. We'll see what's financially sound, if it's worth keeping Taz on or just letting him go. Then DDP is in the ring and calls out Kurt Angle to face him. As soon as Kurt Angle appears, he gets attacked and jumped by Tommaso Ciampa, who had been lying in wait. The ambush leaves Kurt Angle down and out. Kurt Angle came across well. The Battle of the Company storyline has advanced, but Tommaso Ciampa performed poorly, so we need to build him up, get him a bit of experience. Just basically, the only one was penalised for low morale, so we'll build him up and hope we get a good monster. And the AAB rating is fantastic. Again, DDP showing his worth. In an extremely short match, Madison Rayne defeated Nikki Storm in 5:07 with the raindrop, a 26 D rating. It was just basically a squash match, that's why we got out of the way quickly. And that is why it bombed so much, because we need to build up Madison Rayne, and Nikki Storm is our only real heel jobber that we've got, so we're hoping the likes of DDP and stuff can get the good ratings, so when we try to do these jobber matches, we can deal with these poor ratings as well. Then Madison Rayne comes into the ring and challenges Beth to a match. Beth Phoenix appears and accepts the challenge, so that's going to be a match against all odds, so we're going to build up Madison Rayne to take on Beth. So I see it in there, quite happy. I don't want to book it right now, because I've still got 4 weeks of build and a lot can happen in 4 weeks. So we'll go to next and then yes. Morrison goes up to Kurt Angle asking for an opportunity. He says you can prove yourself by taking on Rex Titus. Obviously Morrison Previously John Hennigan, we've renamed him to Morrison. I'm going to try and push him in the X division just to basically give him something to do, hopefully get a bit of momentum, and then hopefully we can push him from there. So a C rated 70 plus is a good start. No worker improvements. We don't need to book that because that match is next. And a good match that had some good action, average sheet. Morrison defeated Rhett Titus in 8-0-1 by pinfall with a fast roll-up, C-59. These two will improve eventually. Good technical skills from Morrison, and Titus improves his rumble skills, but once they both get a bit of momentum, then we can only see increases in their match ratings. Tonight on Jim Ross's talk show was Jesse, who was interviewed until Robbie E attacked him. I just can't get a good rating between those two, they just cannot feud with each other. A C-57. Both guys are lacking momentum. I'm going to assume that both will be penalised for low momentum. Yep. Jim Ross penalised for a poor gimmick. We'll hopefully get some heat between them eventually. The Model Citizens come out for an interview challenging Jeffro and a partner of Jeff Hardy's choice to a tag team match. Jeffro comes out and says, "I've just got the person in my mind to be my partner, I accept your challenge." 60 C rating because obviously Jeff Hardy's mic skills aren't the greatest. So he's learned to show more charisma and he's developing better performance skills, so that's good from Jeff. The match had some good action but not much in the way of heat. James Storm defeats Spud in 5:57 by pinfall, a 49 D+ rating. James Storm has switched to the cocky face gimmick and is getting an initial 58 rating. The announcing quality lifted the match. The colour commentary helped the match, and James Storm used subtle mannerisms to hint at a future face turn. So with cocky face, that kinda gives you an idea. We're turning James Storm right here. The bell is sounded and exhausted and bloody. James Storm stands over a cowering Spud. I don't know if he'll be bleeding in that, it was a squash match, but it was just to say, instead of ready to heap on another helping of fist sandwiches to the hated Spud, after pausing for a few seconds, he seemingly thinks about the situation. Storm lowers his fists, shakes his head in a silent response to a silent question, then turns to the back and exits the ring. The fans, seeing the nobility of such an action, cheer madly for James Storm. So we're going to turn him face here. I hope this works. We really need a face James Storm just to get a bit of momentum. Too many of your recent turns have been shocks with little build up behind them. The fans are becoming jaded. This turn suffered because of it. So the Robbie E one suffered. The Bobby Lashley one was outstanding, and this one really struggled. So we're going to have to work madly to get James Storm over as a face. We really need a couple of good matches now to get this rating up a good bit. And the match had some good action, average heat. Club Enigma defeated Bad Influence in 9:48 when Hawkins defeated Christopher Daniels by pinfall while using the ropes for leverage. 70 C+, they're just missing the B mark there. And it's just holding back, so I need these matches a bit more brutal. Chris Hero is in the ring and he dedicates his next match to Austin Aries, who obviously they faced each other at Lockdown with Aries getting the victory. So Hero showing he's still ready to face him at a 76 B- there. We find Harry Smith and Drew Galloway arguing about Jeffro, so they're frustrated. They're like, who is this mystery tag team partner going to be? So that's a 60 C rating. And then the match has some good action. In average heat, the Hardys defeated the Model Citizens in 9:18 when Harry Smith was disqualified while fighting Jeffro. A C+ 67. Jeff and Matt obviously have good chemistry. And Jeff continues to improve in performance skills, so that's really good for Jeff. I just thought, there's nothing I've got for Jeff Hardy at the moment. Matt was doing nothing. Why not team them up and just continue to fill the tag division? So I'm going with that. Diamond Dallas Page is shown in his office, currently in the middle of a phone call. He continues for a couple of minutes before suspiciously terminating the call as soon as Tommaso Ciampa enters the room to discuss a different matter. Basically just he's on the phone to the directors. Tommaso's going to discuss stuff as they continue to take on Kurt Angle. It's a 72 rated B- segment. And again, it's just that low morale for Ciampa, but hopefully we'll get him some momentum with working with DDP. And about the featured great action and a good crowd, Chris Hero defeated Samoa Joe in 9:45 by pinfall with a death blow following an appearance with Adam Cole. So the Central Belt storyline has advanced with this segment because of the Adam Cole interference. Both men improve their performance skills, although a C for those two. Very disappointing. This must be something with low momentum. Just Samoa Joe being unhappy. Well, I can deal with that. Magnus is then in the ring, where he's talking about his recent success and living it up. However, Bobby Lashley shows up and crashes the party. Magnus and Bobby Lashley brawl. As he gets the upper hand, Magnus escapes and leaves through the crowd. So it's continuing the King of the Throne storyline, 76 B-, as that is going to be our main event against All Odds. It's going to be those two, Magnus and Lashley. I don't know how they'll mesh, but as I say, Bobby Lashley with this awesome face turn, and Magnus is the coward champion. So I'll just leave that for now. In the main event, and about the featured great action and average heat, Adam Cole, Kenny King and Magnus defeat Austin Aries and the Wolves in 12:54, when Magnus defeated Davey Richards by pinfall while using the ropes for leverage. Why is this only at 62? That should have been an awesome match, never mind the C. Austin Aries and Eddie Edwards continue to improve their performance skills. The negatives: penalised for holding back, so we need to make these matches a bit more brutal, because that is what's seemingly hurting us in most shows. And then post-show match, which was just a squash match, just to use the likes of Lashley and Roode. A match had some good action and average heat. Bobby Lashley and Bobby Roode defeat the Street Life Hooligans in 6:34, when Lashley defeated Jirella by pinfall with a Dominator. 40 D-. I don't know how he could dominate Brodus Clay, but apparently he could go him up with the Dominator. And that was their way to send the 6,131 attendance at the CT Webster Bank Arena home happy. And Bobby Roode managed to improve Rumble skills and performance skills there. Right, so overall, 67 C+, so we lost the locks. We're trying to build a couple of new feuds and new characters and give them TV time. The show still increases our popularity in 16 regions and loses our popularity in 6. So it'll be interesting now to see what kind of rating we get after the success of Lockdown. And then after this I get to continue on. We'll be able to see if we make profit for the month and see what kind of finances are at my disposal as we make our move to Against All Odds. We're at over 4 million for the first time in this save. However, I've still got the end of the month stuff to come away and made the pay-per-view earlier for once, so it makes us probably in a false position. Any WWE news? Nope, doesn't look like there's anything. The Boogeyman's going to leave GCW, so he's going to leave Juggalo. Apart from that, nothing really else there. Like Seth Thatcher's injured. Well, that's good. She was in a bar fight. Oh, she picked up bar fight injuries during the match last night. So she's obviously in our roster. Your contract negotiations with Noam Dar have ended as it would break the working agreement with ICW2. She sustained an injury in last night's TNA show. Oh, so she injured with us, alright. Physical, look at popularity, which is really poor, starting to come up a good bit. She's currently working through a bar fight injury, no shiny fatigue. So we still use her, there's no shiny fatigue, that's all good. She's not for any bit of time. Eddie Kingston is a grueling recent schedule. I need to get him in a written contract or a exclusive paper appearance one, so he's not knackered all the time. We draw 4.16 in spikes. I think that is my highest ever rating, so I'm delighted with that. And to finish off, we have a couple split, which was from another day there. Brother Ray and Talia Madison, aka Velvet Sky, are splitting up. I don't know if you know, but we've written Velvet Sky off for like a couple of months. I think we're going on a 2-month holiday, and she's going to come back as a completely fresh character and go for that Knockouts title. So that is it for this show, guys. This is episode 31. Thank you for tuning in, and hopefully we can have a good run of momentum now on the road to Against All Odds. So this is Twitter Maxwell, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.